Learning and upskilling is the single biggest thing you will do in your careers. But the problem today is there is so much nonsense that goes around social media in the name of learning. People say you have to work 18 hours a day. People say you have to buy this fancy course from some influencer, and all of this is total crap. So in this video, I am going to answer this question for you. How do you learn every day? And how do you learn it in an effective way so that you become an industry leader in 5 to 10 years? Before we start, do click on the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel so that the next time I make a video, you come to know about it. So let's start with what is not learning and what are some of the myths that are prevalent, which a lot of people peddle on social media. So number one, you don't need to work 18 hours a day to learn. You can work very much 8 hours a day, quality work, and you can still learn. So this notion of work 18 hours a day and burn the midnight oil is completely wrong. You can sit the whole day, change colors in an Excel sheet for 24 hours, you will not learn anything. So that is the number one myth. The number two myth is you don't need to subscribe or take a fancy course from an influencer or a fancy online course. Yes, they may or may not add value sometimes, but that is not essential to learning. Third also means learning doesn't mean you read a lot of business books which give you loads of gyan and loads of jargon which don't mean anything. So these three myths are typically not what learning is about. So what is learning? And I'm going to simplify this for you so that you can just give an hour or 1.5 hours every day and you will learn so much. So how do you learn? Number one, read the newspaper. Just read the Times of India or Economic Times or Mint and just read it every day. Now, if you read the newspaper every day, you will just come to know about so much that is happening in your world, across industries, across the world of business, across geographies. You will automatically learn what people are doing and you can leverage some of those principles in your day-to-day work. If you are in the field of technology, pick up a portal, pick up a news portal and just go through it every day. You will be updated in terms of what's happening the latest in the world of tech. The second way you learn every day is to listen to a podcast. Now, podcasts are very useful because they are free. First of all, they're free on the podcast app. Also, when you're traveling back from work or going in the morning, you can just plug in your earphones and listen to those podcasts. So what sort of podcasts can you listen to? Number one, the ones I listen to are the Wall Street Journal. It gives a good sense of global news. I listen to The Economist. It tells me what is happening across the world. Both are totally free on your podcast app, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, they're all free. And if you are in the world of tech, I strongly recommend you listen to the Tech News Briefing by Wall Street Journal. It tells you exactly in the world of tech what is happening. There are many such podcasts you can choose depending on the area it works for you. But 30 minutes of podcast every day will hold you in very, very good stead. The third way you can learn is just follow 2-3 influencers, not more than that. 2-3 influencers in your area who have done a lot in life, who are seen as industry leaders. Follow their LinkedIn posts, see what they're talking about. Follow some of the YouTube videos. So maybe you can start following me if you're in the world of business or consulting and FMCG. See some of my posts, see some of my videos, or the influencer that works for you. Just do that occasionally, once in 2 days, once in 3 days, and you'll know exactly what leaders in your industry are talking about. The fourth thing you should look at, and this is very counterintuitive and a lot of you might not agree to it, is watch sitcoms. Watch a web series. They are a huge source of learning. So for instance, if you are in the world of entrepreneurship, if you are in the world of tech, watch Silicon Valley. If you are in the world of share market, watch Harshad Mehta The Scam. Watch Billions. If you're in the world of investment banking, if you're in consulting, watch House of Lies, maybe even Suits to a certain extent if you're a lawyer. If you are in the world of advertising, FMCG, watch Mad Men. You will learn so much from these sitcoms. Watch a few movies, biographies of interesting founders, the McDonald's founder, Steve Jobs. Look at some of the tributes that have been done to Jeff Bezos. You will learn so much about them. So do not shy away that from watching movies and series, you will typically learn a lot. And the final way to learn, and I recommend this only once a quarter, is go to certain conferences where a lot of leaders speak. Just go and listen to them in live. You will also meet a lot of similar like-minded people. You will have great conversations. You will learn from them. If you do not have access to such conferences, maybe just look at some TEDx sessions in the neighboring college. They would love to have you as guests. Go and just visit there, sit, talk to people and listen to interesting guests. Just do this once a quarter and that's enough. So if you do these steps, reading the newspaper for 1 hour every day, listening to a podcast for 30 minutes every day, following 2 to 3 influencers, watching a web series, going to a conference, I think that is a long way in your learning journey. If you can do this over 5 to 10 years, you will become very competent. Now, some of you may have the question, what about books? Should we read books or not? And my honest take is it depends. If you like reading books, please go ahead. Start with reading once a quarter, maybe once in 2 months, one book in 2 months. Pick up books. When you pick up books, ensure they're not very heavy. Don't pick more than 350 pages. Do not pick books which are very heavy. You will lose interest. But pick in areas which you like. If you're in the world of business, read about biographies, read about interesting journeys. If you're in the world of tech, pick up some of this tech related books. So if you're into reading, please do it. But if you do these 5-6 things and if you do it every day, you will do an excellent job at learning. You might have other ways to learn, so do drop your suggestions and comments in the comments box. I'll try and respond to as many as I can. But before we finish, do click on the bell icon, subscribe to the channel so that the next time I make a video, you come to know about it. Till next time, take care.